want to die! No, please!
Normally, the toughest decisions to be made on a cross-country road trip amount to which salty snacks to stock up on at the service station and who gets control of the radio.
No one touches my radio but me.
But navigating your way down Road 96 takes you down a series of highways with significantly higher stakes.
This here, ladies and gents, is what you'd call a robbery.
This narrative-based adventure makes an unlikely marriage out of a Telltale Games-style approach to choice and consequences, and the procedurally generated repeat runs of a roguelike, somehow making it work as a mostly cohesive and consistently captivating journey through to its final destination. It's a trip that succeeds largely due to the appeal of a recurring cast of central characters that you meet as you head north in an attempt to cross the border and escape the fictional country of Petria. Set in the 90s but seemingly inspired by Trump's America, Petria is a nation divided, and thus the people you meet sit on varying points on the political spectrum. They range from a hilariously vapid right-wing journalist to a wonderfully menacing Travis Bickle-esque nihilist.
I'm the one doing the talking.
It's not all life or death, but certainly some care has to be taken to keep certain characters on side and also propagate your own political beliefs, both of which shape Road 96's eventual outcome.
You blew it, kid.
Alleviating any anxiety brought on by constant decision-making are a healthy variety of fun side activities at each stop along the roadside, whether it's bartending minigames to earn extra money,
appreciate it,
through to more far-fetched but no less entertaining diversions like helping to beta test a homebrew video game on a laptop while driving a stolen car.
You got skills.
Unlike real-life road trips, there is rarely a dull moment in Road 96. Oh, and the original soundtrack is fantastic. Each journey to the Petrian border takes up to an hour of playtime and can culminate with you successfully fleeing the country, but it can also end in arrest or even death at any point along the way, depending on your actions. Regardless of how your run ends, you begin again as another anonymous member of the disenfranchised youth and take consecutive shots at freedom as the days and months tick down towards Road 96's climax, the Petrian presidential election. These recursive runs reveal more about the main characters each time, thrusting you into new interactions with them in randomized sequence without ever repeating any given scenario.
Put it on the table and get the hell out!
Road 96 continues to swerve from one surprising situation to the next. Subsequent scrambles towards the border are given added flexibility as you unlock power-ups that persist between runs, such as a lockpicking skill or a cleverness boost that unlocks additional dialogue options. Over time, the connections between Road 96's main characters are revealed, and although there were no shocking plot twists, I still enjoyed unraveling the mystery surrounding a certain major tragedy in Petria's past that defined the disparate ideologies of its inhabitants. There's also some strategy involved in determining how you actually travel. Catching a bus costs money but allows you to rest and regather a few health bars, whereas hitchhiking is free, but you can never be exactly sure who will pick you up and what dangerous situation you might find yourself in.
No, probably not.
Balancing cash reserves and health is crucial should you make it all the way north, since they dictate the best eventual path you can take to freedom. Thumbing for rides wasn't the only kind of hitch I experienced in Road 96 though. Outside of the main characters, there are only a small amount of faces reused for other Petrian citizens you meet, which makes it seem a bit like you're caught in a transcontinental Truman Show.
Say, you look familiar.
This mustachioed man is a cop, a limo driver, and a bouncer.
I'm a bouncer, not a takeaway service.
Takeaway seems to be the only thing he doesn't do. Meanwhile, anytime you're actually out on the road, there's a weirdly unnatural way that trees and billboards sprout up into existence as you head towards the horizon, and that distracts somewhat from Road 96's otherwise vibrant vistas. Dialogue options also have a tendency to move around the screen while you're trying to select them. In a story that hinges so precariously on choice, you don't really want to accidentally hit the wrong option during major decisions as the result of a minor quirk with the interface.
No.
Then there's the occasional inconsistency between story runs. For example, at the end of one run I opted to stow away inside the back of a delivery truck to get across the border, and only just survived a spot check from the border patrol guards. However, my immediate run afterwards opened with a news bulletin about a teenager who'd been caught hiding in the back of a truck and arrested.
The teen, as well as the truck driver, have been arrested.
Talk about fake news. There were certainly times where the seams between the complex patchwork of Road 96's story segments were more visible than others. But thankfully these incongruous moments only amounted to minor potholes rather than major plot holes.
But nothing a little editing can't fix. Slow down, kid!
Road 96 is a fascinating and frequently tense adventure, one full of oddball characters and offbeat diversions that made each trek I took feel unique and totally worthwhile. A few graphical and interface shortcomings and the occasional disconnect between story sequences provide some unwanted distractions, but I found them easy to ignore in favour of the many entertaining surprises I enjoyed along the way. A bit like turning up my favourite radio station in order to drown out the bickering of kids in the back seat. For more IGN reviews, check out our verdicts on Grime and Axiom Verge 2, and for everything else, stick with IGN.
It's one of those good news, bad news situations. The good news is I fixed the flat.